bringing you some thought or wisdom, if you will, maybe an understanding or something to engage with me on. But I get the privilege and the honor to speak to a lot of people every single week. I am a life coach, or I like to call myself a happiness coach. And being that this is what I do every day, I attract people into my life that are curious about what life coaching is and curious how it can benefit their life. But I also have a tremendous amount of clientele that gets coaching from me on a continual basis, whatever that is for them. Maybe it's once a month, once a week. I have some clients that are multiple times a week because they see the value in creating momentum in their life, leading them forward, uh, whether they be through accountability or seeing where they're stuck, seeing where their thoughts or their processes are maybe not as effective as they could be. But something that came up a lot this week is how heavy thought can be, right? And is that true? Because thought is formless, right? Thought is just thought. We have thousands and thousands of thoughts per day, and not all of them are useful. In fact, a lot of them are useless. A lot of them are not beneficial, they're not helpful. In fact, a lot of them are same thoughts that we had the day before and the day before and the day before. They're created from past experiences and memories and oftentimes keeping us safe. But back to the heavy thought, right? I look back on my life and I remember a particular time, actually at the beginning of my journey and my awareness, when I started to learn this understanding and started searching for meaning and purpose in my life. I felt like the world was heavy. I felt like everything around me was heavy and I felt burdened. I felt, I had everything. I had an amazing career, family, beautiful home, cars, money, vacations. I had it all, but I still had this heavy weight on me. But it wasn't real, right? It wasn't a rock. It wasn't literally on my back, but it felt like it was. 2 back surgeries later, felt better, sort of. But truly, I think when the weight and the release on my skeletal structure came was when I really fully understand how impactful thought is. I meet people that are burdened by their thinking, burdened by thoughts of the past, burdened by what others think of them, burdened by what thoughts they have about a particular circumstance or situation. They're burdened by thoughts of forgiveness. Do I forgive? Do they forgive? What do they think of me? How do they think of me? What's the right thing to do? What expectations do I have of myself and others? And burdened about the future. What does my future look like? Worrying about all the things. Not being really in the moment, not enjoying what we have right now, and being at peace, being relaxed, being in a state of openness and curiosity, and feeling alive. You can only live in one place at a time. You can't live in the past, you can't live in the future, you can't live in the now all at the same time. You have to choose. So carrying around the burden of thought, thinking that you have to be perfect, thinking that you have to be and act a certain way, thinking that you should look a certain way, be a certain weight, be a certain place in your life at your age, comparing yourself to all of these things are just thought. So when I work with my clients, I work with them in a way to allow them to cope and allow them to be in the moment and choose how they want to feel. Choosing how they want to lead their life, living from the inside out, not burdened by the exterior expectations and worries and concerns that society and culture is putting on us. Choosing not to carry that. Choosing to feel how they want to feel and react and respond in that state of mind. This empowers them. This lightens them up. This gives them peace. This gives them serenity. It gives them however they want to describe it. I have thousands of stories of my own and others that are proof that a new understanding, a new way of thinking releases that heaviness, releases that weight on your shoulders, your back, your head, your heart, wherever it weighs for you. And it's so simple. Right? There's no program, there's no steps per se. It's really incredibly simple. You know, thought can be heavy if you choose for it to be. Thoughts also can be light if that's how you choose them to be. But I allow you a way to understand things differently and kind of hack the mind and give yourself greater freedom. I received a text yesterday from a client, and I hadn't talked to her in a couple months, and so she had kind of a refresher session, and she's like, you're right. But she sent me a follow-up text that told me that she stepped out of her comfort zone and was doing what it is that she wanted to do because of this understanding, knowing how she wanted to feel, operating from that place and no longer hiding. Truly, that text was beautiful and empowering, and she did all the work, right? I didn't do anything other than shine the light, pointed her in a direction of a new way of thinking, lighten her load. Because when we carry around the weight of everybody else's problems and issues and burdens along with ours, it's nearly impossible to do so without eventually burning out, feeling angry, feeling frustrated, feeling annoyed, and then cortisol is releasing, and then you just kind of stay in this place and you think that this is the way it is. I've talked to a lot of people too that's how they've operated their whole life. Like their childhood was filled with a lot of pressure and a lot of maybe even abuse, and they feel like that's where they need to operate. That's where they operate the best, is under all this pressure and stress. But I'm telling you, our organs, meaning our heart, our brain, our liver oftentimes, and kidneys are all affected because of this. And not in a good way. It shortens our life. Oftentimes weight is an issue too, because food or alcohol becomes that coping mechanism, right? That numbing out, or that getting calmer, relaxing. So yeah, there's a much easier way to live, and it's all within you. And it's real easy, and it's truly actually what I would call our human reset. We have it all within us. We're all born with it. We're all capable. And again, it's a simple way of navigating and coping with life. So anyways, if you're curious, want to know more, reach out to me. Love to interact, answer your questions, and I'll put the link below to ask me anything on a phone call. So, thank you. Talk to you soon.